What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 3 of NHL 23 Houston Coyotes Franchise Mode Series. As always, guys, thank you so much for support on these videos. If you wouldn't mind leaving that thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. We're currently 4-2 in the preseason. Austin Matthews was our big signing this summer. He's currently got 8 points in 6 games. I know he's from Arizona. We relocated to Houston, but it's still the franchise he grew up loving, so I feel like he could potentially come home, especially since I think we paid him like $15 million. Last year, they had the Carolina Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup. We actually won the President's Trophy, though. So we went from missing the playoffs in our first season while having a surprisingly decent year to then winning the President's Trophy the year after. Did get robbed of the Jack Adams Trophy, but hopefully can have a nice deep playoff run this year. I feel like, the team's definitely set up for success, not only, this season, but such a young core in the future as well. So looking at the team here, guys, you can see first line is absolutely nasty. Clayton Keller, Austin Matthews, Nick Schmaltz, they get a +5. Second line here is Tarasenko, Cooley, Michelli, also getting a +5. You can see, too, I've added the tape-to-tape X Factor to Michelli, as a bunch of you guys asked. I feel like he definitely deserved it. I might do that for my regular roster as well. Third line here, we got Gunther, Hayton, and Krause. So Gunther was second line before, but a lot of people said, Michelli kind of earned that top 6 spot. Now, fourth line here, we got Bordelot, who's actually from Houston, which is why we brought him in, playing with Jack Drury there, the faceoff king, 96 faceoffs, and Corey Perry. I feel like Bordelot definitely deserves a spot higher than the fourth line, and I'll probably get that after this season, but for this year, we're just so stacked, kind of where he's at. Probably going to make a big trade, forward for defenseman, because looking at the D, it's not bad, but it could be better. So Hanifin, Severson's top pair. Severson had an amazing season last year. Now he's an 88. We got Soderstrom and Kuliachonic on the second pairing. So a couple guys obviously drafted by the Coyotes have grown into NHL players. Bottom pairing there, Graves and Coughlin. Goaltending-wise, we got Vejmelka still starting. Matt Murray there backing him up. In terms of the power play, that first unit, come on. Like, that is very nasty. They get a +5. Power play 2 there even, I think, is pretty solid. Team's definitely looking a lot better than it did the first year. You can see you get a +5 in the first foreman, +3 on the second. PK-wise, we got Drury out there with Hayden. Hayden's defensive stats are outstanding. 93 D awareness, so definitely want him out there on every single PK we can. Even Cooley there is a really good two-way player, same with Schmaltz. So I feel like, PK-wise, we're looking good. I don't think there's actually any negative chemistry on this team aside from the third 3-man, which is usually the case. Hard to not have that. Now, in terms of the AHL team, we got Matthew Nyes and Roth. We just drafted 16th overall last year. What a steal. 82 overall, medium elite out of the draft. And we're playing with Snuggerud as well, Matthew Nyes, Minnesota teammate, on that first line. Basically, Enroth, I'm thinking, like, he doesn't make the top 9. Rather than burn a year of his rookie contract, we'll just send him down to the AHL, and that way we can kind of call him up later for cheaper. Hopefully, he also grows this year. Same with, honestly, Snuggerud and Nyes. Like, we got so many guys coming. Jack McBain there is, like, a fine fourth-line forward if we needed him. Connor Geeky, Lysell, we got Josh Doan, of course. Carconi there is a good AHL scorer. Cole Schwint even, like, 79 fourth-line AHL. Luckily, like, where they play in the AHL does not affect their growth, because he could also be a, future fourth-liner for us. Defensively there, you got Ulevi, Lamroop getting a +3. Axel Anderson we signed. Sandin Pellikka we drafted. He's at 74 now. Kesserling, Korschak. Goaltending-wise, Ingram starting. Prosvetov backing him up. Luckily, though, we do have, like, a medium elite goalie in the waiting. And then even, like, scratch here, you can see we got Lutz, you got Grew, Douglas there, I think, potentially maybe make our fourth line. So the team is looking very, very good, both NHL and AHL. So we'll see how this year goes. I actually mentioned in the last episode, guys, that Matthews actually wearing an A for us now with Krause. Keller, of course, wearing that C. Let him lead this team, hopefully, eventually, to a Stanley Cup. Now, before we get started here, guys, with the sim, I will show you the ratings. As you can see here, we've got 97 offense and 95 defense, 84 goaltending. Hopefully that's good enough to compete for the President's Trophy again, and then, of course, after that, the Stanley Cup. Also, too, I just remembered I should check contract extensions before you start simming, and look at this. The entire team is under contract for the next 2 years, so if they actually do well, like, we could easily go back-to-back if this team performs. Only guys we got to replace there are Coughlin and Perry. Honestly, I'm probably just going to let them go. Perry's pushing 40. We definitely have defensemen, I think, replace Coughlin for cheaper than $2 million. Goaltending-wise, Vejmelka might want to raise, but goalie, we got $6.6 million in cap space. We can definitely, either re-sign him or choose somebody new. Now, we just got a big trade-off here, guys, from the Chicago Blackhawks. Tony DeAngelo and a 6th-round pick for Connor Geeky. We could use a second offensive defenseman. $6 million, though, for the next 6 years. Seems like a lot. Yeah, he's only 84 overall. Does have really nice offensive stats, but I think I'm still going to say no on this one. And so now, guys, we're at the end of December here with a record of 24-9-3. So we're actually looking really good again. 51 points on the year, which does have us first place in the NHL, so that's pretty awesome. AHL, 18-10-2. They're second in the division. Good to see them playing well. Enroth there, leading scorer, about a point per game. I like that as well. Matthews is popping off. Oh, my God. He's averaging almost a goal a game. 35 and 36. Are you kidding me? 56 points on the year. If he can keep that up and put up like 70 or something his first year with us, that'd be outstanding. And now this isn't a bad trade-off for guys. Buffalo Sabres want to give us Connor Murphy and a 3rd-round pick for a Boston Bruins second and Kaden Korczak. Korczak's looking like he might be a bust. Murphy, of course, used to play for the Arizona Coyotes before going to Chicago. Very good defensive player. 89 D awareness there, 92 shot block, 90 stick check. Pretty solid physical. I mean, potentially could be like an upgrade on Coghlan. We'll actually have him after this year as well. The thing is, do I want to be paying a bottom D pair $4.5 million? I don't think I do. Again, too, I want to see like who do we have coming up that could potentially be our 6th defenseman next season. So after Coghlan, I mean, Anderson is already an 80. He's got 90 shot block. He could be a cheap option. Yalevi could grow. Lamoureux could grow as well. Even this medium elite guy is 75. He can potentially grow. He's actually, I think he was like a 64 when we drafted him. So yeah, he's already up 11 overall. That's crazy. Sand and Palika too. Probably going to risk it, say no to that, just, you know, keep our options open for the deadline coming up. For the deadline here, guys, record of 37, 19, and 5. We've got 79 points there, which I think is very solid. The Jets, though, are 2 points back. Lightning there have 85. Rangers are tied with us. The Oilers also have 85. So, going to be a battle here to try and win that Presidents. Austin Matthews has 94 points already at the deadline. So, I mean, pretty much a lock to get 100 points. He's also 1 goal shy of 60 right now. What is that? 21 games left. He needs 11 goals to hit 70. Like, that's incredible. Again, he's averaging almost a point per game still. He's got 59 and 61. Like, that is... What is Gretzky's goal record again? I had to Google it, guys. Wayne Gretzky put up 92 goals in the 81-82 season. So I don't see Matthews doing that, but still, like, he's going to put up probably the most goals we've seen in the Coyotes franchise. I think Solani's got the record at 72 his rookie year. So Matthews definitely, you know, is approaching that. AHL-wise here, Enroth, point per game. Love that for the rookie. They're still second in the division as well. So we'll get to the deadline. I definitely don't want to break up that first line, Keller, Matthews, Schmaltz, as Matthews is literally just playing on another planet right now. So I don't want to do anything that could jeopardize it. And now look at the deadline here. Okay, Saros available. Could be our elite goalie we're looking for. 1 year left, $5 million. Mackenzie Weegar there. I mean, Severson's only 1 overall back. Weegar, though, how old is he? 31 years old, so he's signed until he's like 38. He's a good defenseman. I don't know. Allmark there, 89. So he's 2 overall below Saros. Has a lot less value, so it could potentially go that way if we do want to upgrade Vijmelka. Pietrangelo there. Freddie Anderson. Rasmus Anderson. You got Troy Terry, Seth Jones, Chris Tanev. And finally, you got Yamamoto here, who actually never even got a contract from the Oilers, which is kind of funny. So I guess before we make an offer on Saros or Allmark, try and bring an elite goalie, we got to first see what Vijmelka's stats were this season, because he was playing well. Just doesn't make any sense for us to do that. And, I mean, those are nice numbers. Those are very nice numbers. A 927 and 229. I know he's only 84 overall, but yeah, he's doing about as good as you'd expect. Like, I really don't see Saros coming in and doing even better than that. David Savard there, 1 year left. I mean, really not asking much for him, but don't really think I want him right now. So, yeah, I think instead of going after Saros, we're actually going to try and go after a defenseman here. Unfortunately, Pietrangelo, I think, was the best one on the block, but he's got a big salary cap. I mean, maybe we could take this on if they retain, or if we can send back somebody the other way. Maybe former Vegas Golden Knights defenseman in Coghlan. As I mentioned, too, we have everyone under contract for next year, so, like, worst case, we trade Pietrangelo the season after next. I think this is the trade, honestly, we'd want to make our team better. Minus 11 on the year. Are the Vegas Golden Knights bad? They're actually above 500, so that's a bit concerning. He definitely is an upgrade on Coghlan, though. All right, guys, look at Pietrangelo again. Obviously, like a solid defenseman. He's got 40 points there, 65 games, 90 D awareness. He is 35 years old, so he's probably going to start dropping in rating, but I mean, our team, you know, is trying to compete these next couple of years. We definitely, you know, showed that win the Presidents last year. So offering up Coghlan here, just a big upgrade, 6 overall. Also, Radulov is our medium elite goalie we drafted 4th round last year. I know I'm trading away a lot of medium elite goalies, but I mean, it looks like Vijmelka is going to be our guy because he's having such a good season. And that actually is about equal value. So this is a great trade, I think, for us. The Vegas Golden Knights say yes, and they say no. Okay, so probably like a small ad here. We do have so many extra prospects. Let's see if there's somebody they like. I mean, Brouwer, 1958. Could go Lutz, just because, like, you know, we have so many guys kind of that age, that potential. Don't really know if there's a spot for him, so I feel like they'd say yes now. And they do. Okay, so that's a big trade for us. Addressed our biggest position of need in defense. Honestly, it's probably the only move I'm going to make unless I, you know, find something crazy. And so the trade deadline's not over, guys. As I mentioned, just made the one trade there for Pietrangelo. I did look around the league, but nothing else really made sense to me at this point. So let's see here. Other trades, you got TJ Brody, the Carolina Hurricanes, pretty big one. Hinestroza to the Leafs, Adam Larson there to the Jets. Penguins get Freddie Anderson and Ryan Suzuki. Okay. In exchange for Patrick Kane. Wow, that's a big-time trade. Robin Leonard there, the Blue Jackets. Zane Parekh there, the LA Kings. Connor Timmins, the Islanders. Let's see, Herb Alder, the Avalanche. You got Ryan Merkley, the Stars. Archer Pietrangelo. Colasar to the Devils. Anderson to the Sabres. Let's see, Kyrou, that's Jordan Kyrou's younger brother, the Pittsburgh. Mikael Granlund to the Stars. D'Angelo does get moved to the Kraken. Marcus Peterson to the Capitals. Max Domi to the Wild. McNabb there to the Blues with Ian Cole, so they bolster their defense a bit. Hopefully, like I said, that Pietrangelo trade didn't mess with the team too much. I think it should be nothing but a positive for us. All right, guys, so after the trade deadline, here's an updated look at the team. In terms of the lines, I actually made a switch there with the middle six. So second line is now with Shelley, Cooley, and Gunther. They still get a +5. I've got Tarasenko on the third line now with Hayton and Krause. Reason being, the second and third line, every single player was a minus player. So clearly, like, they weren't working. Hopefully, just that one little switch could get something going there. Fourth line's the same. Of course, that first line's got to be the same. Matthews, 61 and 62, cannot believe it. Defensively here, obviously, that's the big change. Now, Hanifin and Severson on the top pair I've left. Kind of the opposite to those forwards. They've actually got amazing plus-minus, 38, 29 respectively. So, keeping them together, we got Pietrangelo, Soderstrom now second pairing with Cooley, Tronic, and Graves on the bottom. Now, in terms of the special teams, I think Pietrangelo's like on everything. You can see there he's on the second power play. I think he's on the first PK. So, going to be logging a lot of minutes for us. Goaltending-wise, of course, no change there. Vejmelka putting up good numbers, going to keep them. So hopefully those small tweaks make our team, perform even better here. Obviously, about a month and a half left. Let's see how we do. All right, guys, so the regular season is over. We finished there with a record of 46, 27, and 9. Unfortunately, no President's Trophy this year, but still a 101-point season. Like, cannot be upset at all. We actually finished, I think, 4th in the league there. Rangers had 109. AHL-wise, second in the division still, so they kept that spot pretty much the whole year. 86 points. They were 40, 24, and 6. Enroth, just over a point per game on the season, so that's awesome to see. Definitely will make an NHL team next year. We're going to probably have to make, some trade, because we just got, too many players that want to be on this team. Matthew Knies, a Snuggerud, of course, still in the AHL as well. Austin Matthews, I jinxed him. I must have jinxed him. How does he get 8 goals after the deadline? I didn't touch anything. He was still first-line center. He was still power play 1. I had him as a finisher still in the power play. I literally had everything the exact same. He gets 8 goals in the last 21 games. I mean, 69 goals is obviously nice, but how does he not put up 70? Like, what the heck? Still, though, 121-point season. Definitely worth, like, the $15 million we just paid him. So, we'll see how everyone else on this team did. Clayton Keller popped off, 105. 40 goal season there, 65 assists. Nick Schmaltz, 93. Yeah, he's now at an 89. He probably could even go up to a 90. Luckily, under contract one more year. He'll want a big raise. Severson there, 59-point year. I'd like that from him. Plus 48 as well. Michelli there, 54, pretty much all assists. Pietrangelo, 51. Let's see, with our team, he had 11 points, 20 games, minus 16. Okay. Tarasenko had 50, Cooley there, 48. So definitely, like, there are some issues we can address with this team, but the top guys are getting it done. Vejmelka there, solid season, 919, 258. Murray's numbers, not too great. We signed him, okay, 1 year, so yeah. I think we're going to look for a new backup this summer. Connor Ingram here in the AHL didn't do too bad. So after Enroth there, you got Snuggerud with 60, Knies is basically 60, Yalevi there, Carconi, 44. He was playing like 3rd and 4th line, that's pretty solid. Sandin Palika there, again, could potentially jump to NHL if he grows this summer. Same with Geeky, like, he's already an 80, again. So many guys, trying to push through here for spots. It's going to be tough to decide, like, where everyone's going to play. Now, in terms of the entire league here, guys, Matthews does take home the Art Ross Trophy, so that's awesome. Does he also get the Maurice Richard? He does. Still, though, I'm upset he didn't hit 70. Like, how does that happen? I wish there was, like, a game log, because, again, like, 8 goals the last 21 games. I feel like, if anything, it'd be the opposite. Like, he would be going for that, I think it was 72 goals Solani had. I'll take a look at the record book after this, but that is unreal. You can see behind him, you had McDavid and Draisaitl, then you had Clayton Keller, so our guys, and then McDavid and Draisaitl there in the top 4. Now, defensive scoring here, McCarthy at 95 points. Dude's just an absolute beast. Honestly, most of the guys you usually see at the top of the list. Goaltending stats here, Stuart Skinner, most wins, 41. Saber Sench here for a starter. Kochakov, 925, he's up to an 88 now. And then goals against for a starter, also Kochakov with a 238. Rookie skaters, I don't think Cooley did well enough. Yeah, no, Leo Carlson there, 55 points with the Canadians. Behind him, though, Michka, 52. Shane Wright, just broke in the NHL, 87 overall, geez. This guy on Pittsburgh, Karenin. Logan Cooley, though, was 5th highest scoring rookie. I mean, I will take that. Tied there with Brendan Brisson. Celebrini there, 45 for the Sharks. Interesting to kind of see, like, how long certain guys take. Like Logan Stankoven here, drafted 2021, just now making his NHL debut. And right here's that Kadri guy who I wanted. Flyers took him 1 pick before us. 86 overall at 20. Oh, he would have been such a good player, but that's all right. And right below him, you got Luke Hughes, obviously just made his NHL debut real life. He's just now in the NHL, although he's 84 overall, so I think they probably kept him in the AHL a bit too long. Now look at the entire league here, guys. As I mentioned, Rangers there, the President's Trophy. We finished 4th in the NHL. We're one of only 4 teams to hit 100-point mark. Let's see here. Last place. Who's it going to be? It is the Chicago Blackhawks again. They've been sucking. I feel like they've gotten last all 3 seasons so far. Ottawa Senators there actually had the most goals for. We had the 5th best, which is nice to see. Best goals against was the Devils. We had the 3rd best goals against. So, I mean, again, we're a very good team. Hopefully here we can win our first playoff series as the Houston Coyotes. First round matchups either going to be the Wild or the other wild card team. And we do have the Minnesota Wild here. All right, so I'll take a look at that team. I'm sure, you know, Matthew Boldy's probably grown a ton. Playing on the first line, I bet right now with like Kaprizov, somebody else. And yeah, I was right. You got Kaprizov, Boldy, Domi. They actually moved Boldy to center, 2nd position, so you could play there. Ross Colton, 2nd line right wing, okay, with Rossi and Rodriguez. Pearson, Erikssonek, Yurov, Goudreau, Monahan, Johansson, all right. Defensively, Brodin, Spurgeon on the top here, even though Spurgeon was on the block like 2 years in a row. Kalen Addison, Jacob Middleton, Brock Faber, Scott Mayfield. Goaltending, Gustin starting there is 86. Wallstedt also an 86, so... they got 2 pretty young goalies. I mean, they got a good top D pair. They had a, you know, decent forward group. Obviously, anything can happen. I do like our team better on paper. One thing that's nice, of course, we have the home ice advantage. So first 2 games in Houston, lose game 1, win game 2 though, 4-3 OT. Head in Minnesota now, the state of hockey, 3-2 OT loss, 6-4 win. So we're battling here. Series tied 2-2, 4-3 OT loss. Guys, going to Minnesota game 6, 5-4 win. Okay, game 7. Can we finally win our first playoff series? I guess it hasn't honestly been that long. It's only year 3. A lot faster people than I expected, but come on. 1-0. Dylan Guenther. 4-2. Jury, Keller, Matthews, Addison, Boldy for them. 4-3. Kaprizov gets 1, but it's not enough. We're moving on to round 2. And now in the second round, guys, we're up against the Winnipeg Jets. Austin Matthews there averaging almost 2 points a game. So, yeah, even though we paid him a ton of money, like that signing, someone was saying it was going to ruin the team. I think he's like the only reason this team's doing as good as they are right now. That first line for them still sick. Connor, Scheifele, Ehlers. Niederreiter there with Dubois, Perfetti. So they didn't lose anybody. Matthew Phillips up to an 82. Engvall there's on the team. They got Lowry, 4th line center. Defensively, Morrissey, Pionk. Larson they brought in, that's right. Zadarov up to 85. Hanola, Borgen. Goaltenders, they got Hellebuck still starting. So, I mean, this team's solid. Like, that defense was solid. They got a sick first line. Regular season, we were basically the exact same team. I think like a point difference. So, give me a battle here. Hopefully, we can take them out, though. Of course, some history here. Winnipeg Jets becoming the Arizona Coyotes. Win game 1, 4-0. And lose game 2. That's all right. Head to Winnipeg now. Game 3, 3-2 OT win. Game 4 is a 5-4 OT loss. So, yeah, this is a close series. Tied up to a piece. And we win game 5, 3-2. That is huge. All we have to do is win one of these next 2. Head to Winnipeg for game 6. And it's a 4-3 OT win. That's nuts. 4 games in a row there. Go to OT. Luckily, we win 3 of those. That's obviously tough to call. It could have went either way. And we've got the Edmonton Oilers now in the conference final. As I mentioned, McDavid, Draisaitl 2 and 3 in scoring. Matthews, Keller 1 and 4. Matthews is literally exactly 2 points a game right now. He's got 13 goals, 13 assists in 13 games. That is pretty sick to see. So we'll see now Edmonton Oilers what they've done. Obviously, no Killer Yamamoto because they didn't re-sign him for whatever reason. They got Hyman though on that first line with McDavid and Draisaitl. Kane's down to 82, playing with Nuge and Phil Kessel. That is so funny to see. I mean, he's still got decent offensive stats there. Physical and defense, though, aren't that great. Luke Glendening playing with Holloway, McLeod, Benson, Johnson, and Lavoie. Defensively, they got Nurse and Bouchard, CC, Broberg, Ekholm, Bertuzzo. I'm surprised Ekholm's dropped to an 83. I think he starts out like 87. Goaltenders here, Skinner's an 85. Campbell backing up 83. See, when I did the Oilers franchise mode like a couple months ago, first thing I did was trade away that Campbell contract. I can see Ken Holland did not do that so far, but because we're in the conference final now, guys, we're going to be simming period by period here. And as you can see there, the Oilers actually have home ice advantage. So we're in Edmonton, and they're up 1-0. Hyman. 3-1. What an answer, though. Schmaltz, Hannaford, Matthews. 7-5. What? That's actually going to be some math. 8 goals in the third period. Oh, my goodness. McDavid had a hat trick in the third period alone. What a game. Okay, so 7-5 first game win. I will take that. Obviously, you'll take any win you can, right? Doesn't matter if it's 1-0. Doesn't matter if it's 10-9. Take whatever you can get. So game 2 now. We're down 1 early. Hyman again for them. 3-2. Okay, close game. They're actually up by 3. The Michelli and Cooley answered back. 6-3. Another pretty high-scoring game there. Draisaitl was looking to also get a third-period hat trick like McDavid, but fell a little short. So series is tied 1 apiece. Obviously, like I said, the Oilers, they got McDavid, Draisaitl. They're always going to be tough competition. But for game 3 now, we're heading home to Houston. And not a great first period there at home. 4-0 for the Oilers. 4-1. Okay, I mean, we made the game. We ended up losing there 4-3. Got a couple power play goals in the third, but couldn't claw back there from that 4-0 first period deficit. I feel like, when you let in 4 goals in the first period, you're kind of assuming you're going to lose that game. Do have a chance here, though, to at least tie the series up here before heading to Edmonton for Game 5. And we're up 1. Austin Matthews. 3-0. Tarasenko, Bordelot. 4-0. Let's go, Nick Schmaltz. We actually shut out the Oilers there in Game 4. So, close series for sure, 2-2. Over in the East, you actually got the Rangers sweeping the Senators. Oh, wow. So, they're waiting for the winner of our series. Here you go, guys. Back in Edmonton. Game 5. Down 2 early. Johnson, Kane. 2-1. We got a game. Noah Hannafin. 3-2. Hannafin actually tied it up, and then Evander Kane there with the game winner. So, Hannafin was trying to do everything he could. Unfortunately, no one else on this team showed up. So, backs against the wall here. 3-2 series lead for the Oilers. Have to win these last 2 games here to move on to Stanley Cup Final and face the New York Rangers. 2-0 lead. Severson, Keller. 4-1. Bordelot, Schmaltz, Draisaitl for them. Oilers make it a game. McDavid and Draisaitl, usual suspects. Luckily for us, able to hold on there. Force Game 7. And this is going to be in Edmonton. Have we won in Edmonton yet? We've only won the 1 game. That was the first, 7-5. Can we do it again? I don't care if it's high scoring. Let's just get a W. Here we go. 2-0 lead early. The defensemen, Ekholm and Nurse, getting their goals. That's not good. I thought I saw a big number. 6-1. Keller made it a 2-1 game, and then the Oilers just started popping off. So, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I was going to say, we can safely assume we lost. 10-2. That's how our series ends. A 10-2 loss to the Oilers. That is so embarrassing. And now in regards to the AHL team, guys, they actually won the first round against Henderson Silver Knights in 6, and then they got swept by the San Diego Gulls in the second round. So, unlucky there. Neither team, making it to the final. But we'll see what happens here with the Rangers Oilers in the Stanley Cup Final. And this is kind of funny, guys. Apparently my contract's up, so I can choose where I want to sign. I have it on auto resign, so I can never get fired. But looking around here, I think the Houston Coyotes, or no, Winnipeg Jets offering me 1.6 or 5 years. Columbus, they're actually 1.5. So you got some teams offering $5 million like the Rangers, but I'm going to stick with Houston here, try to win it for them, even though, like I said, one of the lowest offers in terms of money. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The New York Rangers there won the Stanley Cup, and the Iowa Wild won the Calder. So I'll take a look at the awards next here. Matthews had 33 points in 20 playoff games, so didn't quite keep up the two-point-a-game pace, but, I mean, he still popped off. Keller there was, pretty close to him, 29. Schmaltz over a point per game. Like I said, I think he could get 90. Cyrus and Petrangelo both at 14. Plus minus is looking better. Gunther 11. Vejmelka here, 900, 334. Not terrible, but you'd like to see better. Murray, I mean, he probably just came in a couple of games, but those are some of the worst goalie stats I've ever seen. Playoff tree here. So the Rangers beat the Devils in 5, Hurricanes in 6, swept the Senators, and they beat the Oilers in 7. So that actually been a really good Stanley Cup Final. And now look at the awards here, guys. Obviously, we know these team awards. Individual here, Matthews got the Art Ross. He also got the Hart Trophy, so awesome to see that. Back-to-back Harts, too. Won it last year with the Leafs, and then he just went with us. McCarr there, James Norris. Suzuki, Lady Bing. Carlson got the Calder. Fox, Conn Smythe. Vanacek there got the Vezina. I didn't even really notice his stats. Interesting. He had the William Jennings though, so I guess it makes sense. Tanev there, Bill Masterton. Penguins coach Jack Adams. We definitely got routed that last year. Winning the President's Trophy out of nowhere. Crosby, Selke. I think that's his first ever. Matthews also got the Ted Lindsay back-to-back. And then, of course, got the Maurice Richard there, too. So, what a year for Matthews. I'll take a look at the AHL awards. I don't think we would have had a team award because, yeah, we're second in the division. Individual here, Eric Stahl, most points in the league. He's got to be pushing 40 now. Will Smith there, MVP. Dundas, most goals. Enroth, though, got the best rookie, so that's pretty sweet. Rude Riedel, best defenseman. Aiden Hill, best goalie. Crazy to see what he's doing out with Vegas. The dude looked like, he was barely an NHL goaltender last year, and now he's leading the team to the Stanley Cup. Casher there, MVP of the playoffs. Zach Dean, sportsmanship. Van de Sample there, community involvement. And then finally, you got Klang, lowest goals against. So, we'll get to the draft. Again, I feel like, this team needs a bit of a shakeup. We got a lot of assets. I'm going to try and make a splash. Maybe someone help with that second line, since I feel like most of our scoring there is coming from the first. And the draft results are in here, guys. San Jose Sharks, they're picking first overall. I don't think Chicago's won it once, even after finishing last all 3 years. Seattle there at 2. So, I will get to the draft next. I'll start you guys too. We'll take a look at retired players. I feel like maybe Corey Perry, I'll be hanging up his skates again. I don't really plan on bringing him back. Too many good players looking for those spots. So, Eric Stahl leads the AHL in points and retires. He was 40 years old right on. Had over 1,000 points. Brett Burns, Jeff Carter, Okposo, Neal, Sam Gagne, Edler. You know what? I don't think Corey Perry's retiring. That is kind of crazy. Goaltender-wise, Craig Anderson there, Ben Bishop. I think I noticed too, Eric Stahl and Mark Stahl actually both retired together, which is kind of funny. All right, guys, we're entering the draft here. Obviously, the 2025 draft is the Michael Misa draft. should be at the top, and he is. It's made up Bertram guy going 2. You then have Jordan Gavin, James Hagens, Malcolm Spence, Adam Banak, Will Sharp. Right there's one of the twins, Reinhardt's Grieva. Where's the other one? Gustav's Grieva. I'm surprised they're going so high. Like, they're just medium top 6. I guess, I don't know, maybe because there's like just no one else that's that great. I wish it would be like, you know, late first rounders because it'd be a lot easier to get both of them, but that is fine. So gems here, nobody that's, you know, outside the top 10 doesn't really help us out. Take a look though at guaranteed potential. Oh wow, goalie franchise. We just traded away medium elite and we already found a replacement. If this guy's like high elite, even just medium elite, that'd be awesome. This goalie here as well could be high elite. Like, I don't know what it is and why goalies are easier to find. Maybe because when I scout all positions. Maybe other teams are just focused on like forward and defenseman. Speaking of defenseman, this guy here, guaranteed low elite. I'm gonna go like 4th round. That's solid. All right, guys. So next year, I'm trying to make a big trade. The San Jose Sharks to get Erik Karlsson. He's always at the top of the leaderboard for defensive scoring. Does have a big contract. You can see here he had 80 points last season on a Sharks team that's not great. Hence why he's minus 22. I was actually looking at their team. Like, he's the best player on their team by far. After him, you got Reinhardt there. They brought in. Then you got Hurdle, Couture. So I think, you know, him feeding the puck to Matthews could be great. Petrangelo there, we tried. It didn't really work out too great. Again, 11 points, 20 games, minus 16. I'm willing to, like, you know, kind of flip him here. Also, adding Lawson Krause has gone down in rating 84. He was playing third line. That's probably why. Kind of have to have him there for the salary. We'll see what the Sharks say. We actually saved about $1 million here because Sherry, of course, on an expiring deal. Trades rejected. Okay, so value isn't enough. I feel like this is pretty, you know, close, though. I should mention, too, on top of Krause going down to 84, Michelli did too, which doesn't make a ton of sense. He actually had, like, 54 points last year, 46 assists. I feel like, you know, he should have kept his rating. All right, guys, so I'm trying a different approach here to the Karlsson trade. Rather than trading Krause, I'm actually offering up Tarasenko. He did play, you know, third line for us a bit there, 33 years old. He dropped in rating by, I think, 1. He had 50 points right on last year. We got a lot of guys coming up, though, that can kind of perform, I think. And now we're going to be saving about $6 million cap space because, again, Sherry doesn't really matter. So it's like 17.5 there compared to 11.5. We'll see what the Sharks say. Like, the value's way on our side. Trades rejected still, even though it's quite close to fair value. So maybe we add something small here and make them say yes. And I'm sure somebody might be thinking I'm crazy trying to do this trade, but I really do feel like Karlsson could be the X factor for this team. So with Petrangelo and Tarasenko, I'm even throwing in a 1st round pick. There we go. So hopefully I don't regret that one. You know, hopefully Karlsson does continue to perform and you know, quite well. And so just into our first pick, you guys, in the 2nd round. Looking at the 1st round here, Michael Misa there going 1st overall. You guys can see he's an 80 high elite. The made-up guy there, 84 medium elite. You then got Jordan Gavin, Hagen, Spence, Banak. You got Grieva there going 8. His twin goes a bit after him on Washington. He's on Buffalo. Really wish they'd been on the same team. Will Sharp there as well, medium elite. So I think at this point, we got to take that franchise goalie, take a chance. Reed Duda. And he's a 50 overall medium elite. I was going to say, if he was like franchise, that'd been so sweet, but it's still like a fine pick there. And our next pick here, guys, is actually the last pick in the 2nd round. And again, I'm going to be taking a goalie. It's that one who could be high elite, Nico Asplund. And we'll take a look here and see, what is he? High starter. I mean, honestly, still not a bad pick. And our next year, guys, trying to trade a 5th and a 7th to the Preds for their 4th round pick. They say yes. The reason I did that was to get that low elite defense we have pinned. I can see here Razika, supposed to go like 110. And guaranteed low elite, only 52 overall, but still not a bad player. I think we only have like one more pick in this draft, so hopefully we can get lucky. We actually have no more pins left, so not the best draft class in terms of depth. Actually, I think I'm going to take this lock guy just because guaranteed NHL ETA 4 years, everyone else is 5, so at least I know I can get somebody higher rated. 60 overall, low bottom 6. Ooh, that was not the pick. And so throughout the re-sign phase here, guys, we got 7.7 million in cap space. Obviously, Matthews there, you got 15, Karlsson 11.5, just for 2 more years. So I think we're paying Cooley when his contract's up. Yeah, we are. Gunther, though, needs an extension 1 year early, same with Schmaltz. So the season after next will definitely be tough cap-wise. But right now, like, everybody's pretty much under contract, and we still have $7 million to spend. Connor Sherry, I'm just going to let go. We do not need him, even if he was asking for nothing. Corey Perry, I mean, $1 million. He does, you know, have a role there as a pest or whatever. The physical, though, he's 3 stars now. He's 40 years old. 90 poise, 122 penalty minutes. I mean, do I keep him around for $1 million? Maybe. Worst case, I guess, bury him in the AHL. Delavy's 27 now, so we're letting him go. And I think, like, that's pretty much it. Carconi, I don't mind him in the AHL still. Now, Colby Barlow here needs a new contract, so he'll probably be in the AHL this season, at least 76. Sorovi there, medium elite. 76 overall. Could put him down the AHL, especially with Levy being gone. Now Landry, 2276, high bomb 6. If he can get up to like a high 70, low 80, that should be a potential, fourth line forward for us. Harry actually rejected. You know what? If he's not willing to take $1 million for 1 year at 40, he can just go sign somewhere else. I think everyone else, should have said yes. Basically just depth signings. And I totally forgot to check goalies, guys. As you can see here, Vejmelka's now an 87. Of course, he jumps in rating as soon as he needs a new contract. So we'll see what he's asking for. 5.5. He was making 2.8. I mean, he put up good numbers. I kind of like, the fact we've had him. 8 years, he wants $7 million. So 3 years, 4 years. Let's do 3 years, $5 million. I don't really want to pay starting goalie more than that. Matt Murray had pretty bad numbers at the backup, so I'll let him go get somebody new. Ingram there's 28 now. Could probably sign like potentially a better AHL starter. Prosvetov, 26.75. Honestly, I'm willing to bring in just 2 new goalies for the AHL. Now, Vejmelka said no, wants a bit more money. I think, what's he asking? 5.4, he said no to 5. I feel like that's so fair. We'll do 5.25. And there we go. He says yes to that. Just wanted an extra $250,000. And I was looking at our players, guys, and one thing I noticed that kind of sucks. Soderstrom dropped from 85 to 83 overall. Also, the Tensel fell from high top 4 to medium top 4. He was playing second pair. I guess when you only put out 7 points, I didn't realize he had 7 points. That makes sense. I don't know why. Such a bad year for him. Minus 18 too. But overall, guys, our team is pretty much set for next year. All we need is a backup goalie, and we still have 3.2 million in cap space. So probably gonna try and just sign like the cheapest one we can, honestly. That way, obviously, the more cap space you have, the more flexible your team is. I'm still looking to make like a blockbuster trade for some star forward. I'm thinking if we can do like a 2-for-1, it would make the most sense for our team because we have so much depth. I feel like we have tons of guys to fill in that bottom 6 role. So for agency wise, Kent Johnson there, RFA. You got Jack Quinn as well. Buchnevich up to a 90. Patty Kane's back there. Jacob Chikrin, we could bring back 89 overall, bring him back to the Coyotes. 27 years old. I mean, he wants $10 million, so not going to happen, especially now that we got Carlson. I guess we could sign Jacob Chikrin instead, but he doesn't really put up the points Carlson does. Let's see. Troy Terry, Claude Giroux, Taylor Hall, Provorov there, DeBrusque, Nelson, Granlund. So looking like a pretty decent free agency class. Goaltenders here. Saros does make the free agency. Wait, what? Allmark, 89 overall, $2 million. What the heck? Where? He had 25. So he's backing up Swayman last year. How did he jump in rating? Vanacek. Vladar there could be our backup, 83 overall. Sign him to be our backup, 2 years league min, and then we got to make an offer on Allmark here. What the heck? 89 overall, we'll do 2.5. I mean, I kind of hope somebody else gets him, but like, that is an absolute steal. I wish I got him instead of Vejmelka at that price. Also, too, guys, as I mentioned, we actually need 2 AHL goalies. Allenfeld's available, 24.80. Zarenko there, 24.79. We'll go Allenfeld because he's always, pretty good in the AHL. Tampa Bay's interested after letting him go, which is pretty funny. Oh, he's an RFA. I did not realize that. We'll also make an offer on Salmon in here, 25.80. Assume Tampa Bay's going to match for Allenfeld. And we could sign Garand to be the backup, 23.78 medium fringe. It's not too bad at all. Again, I wanted to bring in a couple new AHL goalies, so give him an offer too. And now next year, guys, we'll look at 2-way skaters. Honestly, they have to be really good to make our AHL team. Ryan Suzuki, 24.78. For some reason, he just never grows. He's always a bust in this game, even though he starts out decent rating, decent potential. Must just be because of how Carolina uses him. I'm not sure. Maybe he never sims well in junior. There's got to be some reason I can't figure out. Jacob Reese, 24.79. He's an RFA. Never mind. He actually been pretty solid there at high top 9. So yeah, not really seeing too much. We could wait though, a month. Maybe it'll be some better players that are willing to accept a 2-way deal. St. Louis here offering us a 2nd and a 5th for Graves and a 4th. Okay, so that's good to know. I don't think we have to do this trade this year, but we will probably have to make this trade next year when both Gunther and Schmaltz need new contracts. So good to know he still has value and I can actually get a pick for him. And there we go, guys. Vladar said yes to the contract. Same with Garand, Salmonin, Allenfeld as of now. Again, Tampa Bay probably matches. Waiting to hear back still from Allmark. Hanifin for 2 seconds. We also have to give a 3rd. Definitely saying no. He'll probably still be on the top pair. I'm not really sure where Carlson's going to play. Allmark appreciates the interest. Goes with Ottawa. I mean, fair enough. Didn't offer enough money. I knew, if we got him, I didn't even know what we would have done, honestly, at that point, but had to try. And then, yeah, Wait, what? Tampa Bay chose not to match on Allenfeld? Whoops, we got an extra goalie. Alright, guys, so I guess I'll trade Salmon in here just because he's same rating as Allenfeld, 1 year older. Who drafted him? I'll probably just trade him back. Not drafted? I guess we know Boston needs a backup after losing Allmark. Honestly, I'll be nice. 7th round pick. Wait, rejected? 7th round pick? I just don't want him because he's an extra guy. Let's just assume we do better than them. There we go. Alright guys, and now next year I'm trying to make a blockbuster deal with the Buffalo Sabres, taking advantage of Jack Quinn being on the trade block. 90 overall already at 23 years old, 29 goals last year, 37 assists. I mean, the dude's got an incredible shot, very good offensively, 99 discipline as well. He probably started out somewhere in the 90s and it went up to 99 as he grew. He's also got 90 skating there. The physical could be better, but I mean, he's an offensive player. Got to take advantage. So Dylan Guenther here, 2 years older, 4 overall less. Essentially, we're just kind of upgrading there. Throwing on Ryan Graves. I just talked about how we'd probably have to trade him next year. Well, Jack Quinn doesn't have a contract, so we're going to have to sign him to some money. I feel like $9 million should get it done. That's how much we're going to have to get it done. Also getting back a second-round pick from the Sabres. So this would be a great trade for us. Let's see what they say. Trades accepted. Yeah, so I think Jack Quinn's like the other superstar we were looking for. I feel like adding both him and Carlson in this team is definitely going to make us better. Alright guys, so our cap space is actually still only $6.7 million, however it worked out. Quinn there wants 9.3 for 7 years. I would like to get him locked up, you know, long term, so maybe we just wait a couple weeks. His price might come down a bit. Alright guys, we're in September now. We're going to see if Jack Quinn willing to take less money. We actually have 7.9 to spend. We could get him for 1 year at $5 million, 2 years, 3 years. I mean, ideally, if he could take like 4 years, $8 million, I think that'd be a great contract for him, especially 90 overall, only getting better. I guess 7.9 is our max offer. Hopefully he says yes to that, because again, I think that'd be an absolute steal. Now, Quinn rejected. He wants a shorter term deal, so I guess we could do that. At 3 years, he's still asking for only 7.5, so we'll do like 7.25, 3 years. Probably guaranteed to get him under contract. Rejected? Oh, I guess we have to give him exactly what he wants because he's asking for 1 year. I'm getting too greedy. Mark is still back with the Panthers. I feel like that would never happen. Actually, guys, the reason he rejected, 3 years, he wants 8.5 now. I'm not sure why it's being so weird. I guess in the fall, like, their asks just kind of really fluctuate. Would like to get him under contract, though, so I don't know. Hopefully, 2 years, $7 million, he'll actually say yes. This is a weird one. And there you go. He does say yes, so finally, Quinn signed. Alright guys, so after getting Jack Quinn signed, I'll show you what the team is looking like for next season. We are pretty stacked, tons of growth from the AHL, so check this out. First line, obviously no change. Keller, Matthews, and Schmaltz get a +5. Dave Matthews kept up 70 goals this year. On the second line, we got Quinn, Cooley who's now an 88, and Michelli, they get a +5. Even though Michelli dropped in rating, still has insane hands, so basically him and Cooley just feeding the puck to Jack Quinn. Third line there, you got Thomas Bordelot playing with Barrett Hayton and Lawson Krause. And then the fourth line is like a young gun line. They get a +5 on the fourth line, which you almost never see. Matthew Nyes, Connor Geekie, and Jimmy Snuggerud. So that's pretty sick. Of course, the two Minnesota players, Geekie in the middle. Defensively, Hannafin, Carlson's our top pair. I feel like Carlson, he's the best player, getting the most ice time. Severson on the second with Kuliachonic, and then the bottom pairing there is Soderstrom and Anderson. Now, Soderstrom will probably be on the first PK to make up for like the lack of 5v5 ice time. Goaltenders here, Vejmelka, of course, starting. Vladar there backing him up. In terms of the AHL, we got Allenfeld starting, Grand there backing him up. Forward-wise, I mean, it's so stacked. Barlow, Enroth, Jaeger's the first line. Like, Barlow's 81, easily being the NHL, luckily roll their depth forward. Enroth has third-line scoring forward as his role, so he's in the AHL right now. I'm thinking we'll probably end up using him in like some blockbuster deal. We can bring in like another high 80, low 90. Even though Michelli like is decent, I think that'd make more sense for us. Maybe we trade Krause or him, keep that fourth line together, or potentially even use him for a trade for a defenseman. But right now we just have like too many extra players. Even Jaeger, there's a 79. Josh Doan, I totally forgot about him on the second line. He's an 82, so obviously not gonna break up the +5 chem on the fourth line, and then he's lower rated than the guys on the third. So he just has to be on the second line AHL, especially because that first line gets a +3. You got Jack McBain there, Fabian Lysel's down 80, Carconi, Drury, Schwint, McCartney there with Jenik and Grew. Again, like, just so many good extra players. So like I was saying, I think it makes sense for us to package, say, like, Enroth and Doan, bring in a superstar. Defensively here, Sorovi's now a 78. Again, late first-round pick, 2024. He'll be a beast for us. Playing with Lambert on the first pairing. Korczak, Sanopalik on the second. Langlo, Ketchling on the bottom pair. So, overall, like, both these teams should be very, very good unless all the computer teams are also, you know, absolutely stacked like this. No change to the captaincy. I actually almost forgot, though. I did want to check the record book and see where Matthews was there with those 69 goals. Actually, guys, it was 76 goals Teemu Selanne had, not 72, so Matthews would have had to put up 7 more. Obviously, he came pretty close there. With 21 games left, I really thought he would have done it. Now, Severson here is currently averaging 2 points a game in the preseason, so I guess, you know, playing second pairing hasn't slowed him down. Our ratings for next year, guys, we've got 100 offense, 94 defense, 87 goaltending. So we'll see if that's good enough to finally win a Stanley Cup. And as always, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.